bright lights, throwing lefts and rights. I keep my jaw locked tight, swinging. Bullets singing past your head through your windows. And plastic foes, it's a rap casket closed. I laugh at those who chose to get bold. When they lose a couple of souls, they crumble and fold. Now watch them hunt down, hurt, hang, and hate the hater. Watch how we rise, ball, and thank me later. Top dollar. Anybody who got a problem with us can easily be found and crushed. I'm a lush, feeling a rush. Feel the adrenaline pumping. Me and Dub and the Escalade thumping. Crazy Tune Productions, crank the amp. That limo tent down, let's attract some trance, my nigga. When I walk, I'm leaving holes in the concrete. Exhibit dropping heat.
Patriot. Come on, take a little walk with me. We're at the Constitution Society, and we're going to be learning about it. First of all, what you want to do is find out what the United States is. Really, look up the definition. The United States is a country of 50 states covering a vast swath of North America, with Alaska in the extreme northwest and Hawaii extending the nation's presence in the Pacific Ocean. Now, then you want to look up what is the United States of America. And it'll say the same thing. Okay? But notice this. When you type this in, what is the United States? And when you type this in, do you see the little difference there is there in the words? And do you notice that this here is added about the United States? Okay, watch. You see? And now this is down here. You see that little switch there? Okay. Now, let's use a different search engine, which everybody should be using anyways. Start page. Same thing. What is the United States? Commonly referred to as the United States or America. Is a federal republic composed of 50 states. Federal district. Okay, and we'll get into that. See the difference? Okay. And then there it is about the United States. You really don't want to trust Wikipedia because they're Darwinists. But anyways, what is the United States? America is the name of a whole continent. United States of America means that the United States belongs to America, and not that America belongs to the United States. So next time you want to refer to the United States of America, you can do it as US, or the States, or whatever you want, but not as only America. Because there's Central America and South America. Okay. So, the United States of America, commonly referred to as the US, or America, is a country in North America. It is made up of 50 states, a federal district, and 5 territories. It is a superpower, and some argue that currently the US is the only superpower in the world. It has great influence over world finance, trade, culture, military, politics, and technology. That's what you'll get from Wikipedia. From simple English, it'll redirect you to Wikipedia. Or about the United States, it'll bring you to the government's website. And the same here, and the same there. They all bring you, look, a world fact book. Yeah, you want facts, go see the CIA, right? So, what you want to do is look up the corporate stuff, because the United States is a corporation. Oh, you didn't know. Dear friends, for an entity to become a corporation under federal law, there must be an act of Congress creating that corporation. There are no acts of Congress expressly incorporating either the United States or the United States of America. In 1871, Congress did expressly incorporate the District of Columbia, but D.C. and the United States are not one and the same. In that fact of 1871, Congress also expressly extended the U.S. Constitution into D.C. In United States v. Cooper Corporation, in 1941, the Supreme Court wrote, "We may say in passing that the argument that the United States may be treated as a corporation, organized under its own laws, that is, under the Constitution as the fundamental law, seems so strained as not to merit serious consideration." Some of the confusion rampant on this subject may have originated in the definition of United States of America in Bouvier's Law Dictionary, which says the United States of America are a corporation endowed with the capacity to sue and be sued, to convey and receive property, but is proper to observe that no suit can be brought against the United States without authority of the law. So now we're getting into, verbs and word usage. The decision cited above is Justice Marshall issuing dictum and is not an act of Congress. So be very wary of courts attempting to legislate in the absence of a proper act of Congress. But I don't think most people have done that. The Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union between the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the original. The site of this confederacy shall be the United States of America. Okay, that's who we are. People, country. Okay, now the United States is a corporation. You are not a citizen of the United States. You're a citizen of the United States of America. Comprende? We might as well also talk about this as well. So, the main problem that arises from these questions is that United States attorneys are now filing lawsuits and prosecuting criminal indictments in the name of the United States of America, but without any powers of attorney to do so. Okay, because the Constitution was for the United States of America and not for the United States. Okay? Do we have that? First of all, they don't have any powers of attorney to represent Delaware corporations in federal courts. Because when this was all drawn up, it was twice in the state of Delaware. Okay? That's where it happened. And Joe Biden, by the way, from Delaware. So they're not United States of America attorneys, okay? They're U.S. attorneys, not USA attorneys. First of all, they don't have any powers of attorney to represent Delaware corporations in federal courts. Congress never appropriated funds for them to do so, and Congress never conferred any powers of attorney on them to do so either. Secondly, the 50 states are already adequately represented by their respective state attorneys general. Therefore, U.S. attorneys have no powers of attorney to represent any of the 50 states of the Union, or any of their agencies either. They are U.S. attorneys, not USA attorneys, okay? Quite a few activists running around the internet claiming that the United States and the United States of America are both corporations. These claims are not correct, for the reasons already stated above. A similar error occurs when these so-called activists cite the federal statute, blah blah blah, as their only proof that the United States was incorporated by Congress. Here's the pertinent text of that statute. Right there. Cornell. Okay? Now, note well that stated scope of this definition is limited to this chapter. Okay? Secondly, from the evidence above, it should already be clear that the United States is not now and never has been a federal corporation. The statute merely defines the term United States to embrace all existing federal corporations. Because the United States was not an existing corporation when Congress enacted Section 3002, that statute did not create and could not have created the United States as a federal corporation in first instance. And once again, like I always say, there is nothing trumping this fucking book. Write all the fucking stupid laws you want. Come up with them out of fucking thin air if you want. I don't give a fuck how many signatures you have on there. I don't give a fuck who signed it. If these guys signed it, that's all that matters, and that trumps your fucking card right there. And this trumps anything. This is our corporation, the People's Corporation. Okay, tough guy? And that's the reason, folks. They don't want you to have this. That's why one by one, they are eliminating these fucking rights. And folks, as I keep saying, get ready for the assassinations, especially as, voting season nears. Boris Nemtsov, a prominent leader of the pro-Western opposition in Russia, was shot dead near the Kremlin February 27, 2015. The Western mainstream media has, of course, spun this in its usual rabid anti-Putin manner by insinuating that Putin ordered the killing, which is very clear that he did not. A commentator on the Saker's blog points out that Putin says things true and sharp enough sometimes, but then he lets his potentially powerful RT Russia Today news wimp out and fail to confront US NATO on their weak points, as for example the huge long string of high-profile political assassinations that are continuing to take place inside the US. He then goes on to list most of these assassinations, Kennedy and all of them, mentioning the murder of investigative reporters such as Gary Webb, which also qualifies political assassinations. At least 12 notable U.S. national political figures, all found murdered or suspiciously dead. Senators, congressmen, federal prosecutors, federal judge, governor, CIA director, after questioning corruption or disturbing U.S. oligarch leadership. Since the 1963 JFK assassination, with 4 coup d'etat hits on the last 10 presidents. Now, this list makes clear the ongoing menace of murder of any U.S. prosecutor or national judge or politician who does not serve U.S. ruling political families. Especially note the recent media-hidden shooting murder of U.S. federal judge Roll after ruling against the U.S. regime, along with the suiciding deaths of 2 U.S. federal prosecutors, Ross and Colbert, hits which keep even the U.S. Supreme Court and all U.S. prosecutors in terror and behaving submissively. And there's the list, and you wonder why nobody stands up and says anything. These people need to be arrested, and that's the end of the story. Those, Sonny Bono, okay, corruption, CIA drug trade. Folks, this is more than corruption. This is more than treason. This is a global fucking plan here. And, that's another reason I say they're going to be questioning you at FEMA camps and shit like that, or whatever they're going to be calling them. You tell them you are not a citizen of the United States. Okay? They're a private citizen. They're a private citizen. Dark days ahead, man. Dark days ahead. That's it for now. God bless and carry on.
This is dedicated to all the suckers. I take flight like fist fights. You see bright lights, throwing lefts and rights. I keep my jaw locked tight, swinging. Bullets singing past your head through your windows. And plastic foes, it's a rap casket closed. I laugh at those who chose to get bold. When they lose a couple of souls, they crumble and fold. Now watch them hunt down, hurt, hang and hate the hater. Watch how we rise, ball and thank me later. Top dollar, anybody who got a problem with us can easily be found and crushed. I'm a lush, feeling a rush, feel the adrenaline pumping. Me and Dub and the S.
What you want to do is find out what the United States is. Really, look up the definition. The United States is a country of 50 states covering a vast swath of North America, with Alaska in the extreme northwest and Hawaii extending the nation.
The lake thumping, crazy tune productions, crank the amp, that limo tent down, let's track some trance, my nigga. When I walk, I'm leaving holes in the concrete, exhibit dropping heat.
Patriot. Come on, take a little walk with me. We're at the Constitution Society, and we're going to be learning about it. First of all, its presence in the Pacific Ocean. Now, then you want to look up what is the United States of America. And it'll say the same thing,